This isn't just some fluffy, like you said, rainbows out your asshole type shit. This is a doomsday cult. There were images in Armstrong's actual books of things that were extremely scary to us as children. We just envisioned this world that was coming up very soon where a third of the population was going to be dead due to things like famine and disease, and we had to prepare ourselves for that as little children. This was very scary for us. Um, Not only that, there were all kinds of ideologies in this church that were so different from other churches. And I like the term you used there too, like churches that'll be collapsing. Um, while I like the idea of people getting out of this religion and into a little bit prettier one like evangelicalism, I
Mm.
am still not okay with it. It is still a form of control. They may have fluffied it up and poured syrup over it, but it's really the same concept. They're getting the same ideals from the exact same book without asking the first question instead of what is the true church, but is the Bible true to begin with? That's where we need to start. And that
Right.
actually ties,
Mhm.
yes. Hmm.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, that's the thing I've discovered, even among folks who are deconstructing their Armstrongist ideas, is that the presupposition of A, God's existence, and B, the, I wouldn't say inerrancy, but the authority maybe of the Bible, or the truth of the Bible, seems to
Right.
be like so deeply embedded.
Hmm.
Right. I mean, no wonder it is, because what do we say in everyday life, right? Like, well, no one treats that book like the Bible, or they talk about, oh, this is my gardening Bible, right? Like, we use the word Bible to mean authoritative source,
Yeah.
right?
And
So
that's
it's
exactly what it is. Yes.
right. So it's all embedded in our language, and it's time to kind of extract those things.
People had God since the beginning of time. There's been different variations. It's just that Christianity was one that had the most powerful force to control. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it was a slow process,
Well,
but
and Christianity was born at the time that technology was changing from scrolls to codices, which is like a book. And
mhm,
so that technological advance really embedded the one thing they wanted to print as a codice, um, into, how culture would be built after that. Because I really think that ancient peoples held that the written word had magical powers. I mean, and that's
right.
kind of how Armstrong talked about it. He flat out said, if you write things in pamphlets and you give those pamphlets away for free, people will believe it.
Hmm.
Oh, all right, dude. Now we know. And I don't think he's wrong.
No, he's not. And he knew exactly what he was doing. He was an advertising man who studied not only business and marketing, but the psychological aspect of it. He studied philosophy, psychology. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. Like, how did Armstrong do this? How did he create what he did? And how did he get so many people to believe that he was like God's modern day apostle, that people would become gods in the future, and that God was literally speaking through him, and people still believe that to this day. Despite his empire literally crashing to the ground with all kinds of scandals surrounding it, and the church itself coming up and saying he's been wrong about things, and we have actually been in a cult. Like they had to swallow that pill, even though a lot of them still believed it. And so it took years for a lot of people to deconstruct from this before deconstruction was really a thing like it is today.